This is ABC 7 News at 6.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us. I'm Peter Dubois.
And I'm Beth Jones. First tonight, when it comes to 911 dispatch, a matter of minutes can mean the difference between life and death. A local city is exploring how it can save those precious minutes and ultimately save lives.
Our Devin Dagnall met with officials to learn how they plan on doing that.
Since 2008, Somerset County's 911 dispatch has been the public service answering point, or PSAP, for both Somerset and Kennebec County. But due to staffing shortages and an uptick in caller frequency, the dispatch recently announced that they will no longer service Kennebec County after June of this year. Waterville officials say that they see the announcement as a blessing in disguise because the city is now planning on restoring its own call center to its former size to become its own PSAP.
Waterville was a PSAP. Back in the early 2000s, it was changed by state law. So we've been in communication with the state and all of our other communities in the area that are also losing services to determine if there's support for us to look at this option. And there is, both at the state level and the local level.
According to Waterville's Mayor, Jay Quello, having Waterville Dispatch in charge of emergency calls will improve response time for two reasons. Waterville dispatchers will know the area better than those who operate in a different county. And by cutting Somerset out of the equation, there will be one less step in notifying emergency services, which can shave minutes off of response times.
A couple minutes for us is significant. Every 60 seconds a fire can potentially double in size. So those couple minutes equal life-saving time that we can never get back.
Although the process of getting Waterville to become a PSAP is still early on in development, Quello says he is almost certain that it will come to fruition without any cost to Waterville residents.
Hopefully it goes to the state. So once the state legislature allows us to be a PSAP, a lot of that, the things that we currently pay for at dispatch, we're not going to have to pay for.
Quello says a final decision will be announced by the end of July. In Waterville, Devin Dagnall, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Well, meanwhile, two people are facing charges after police searched a home in Greenbush. On Tuesday, Maine drug enforcement agents arrested 34-year-old Cludy Confessor Carmona Mejia of the Dominican Republic and 26-year-old Kelsey Curtis of Greenbush. MDEA Commander Peter Arno says they seized approximately 50 grams of fentanyl with a street value of $7,500, which was recovered from the home's septic tank. Arno says they also found approximately $30,000 in cash believed to be proceeds from drug sales from the last couple of weeks. The search on Springbridge Road was part of an ongoing investigation into the distribution of fentanyl in Hancock and Penobscot counties. He says for over a year, the MDEA has been investigating an out-of-state drug trafficking organization responsible for the distribution of significant amounts of fentanyl in several counties. Over a dozen people have been arrested.
Some state lawmakers are pushing back against the prospect of any outside foreign influences having a role in Maine elections. They want to prohibit foreign governments and companies from electioneering in the state of Maine. Maine has earned top marks for keeping elections clean throughout the years, but Republican State Senator Rick Bennett of Oxford says more needs to be done to make sure outside money isn't used to influence the vote.
When you have foreign corporations or any corporations coming in and spending literally tens of millions of dollars, which they are doing in Maine to affect the outcome of our elections, it really, it's perverse and it needs to be corrected.
Senator Bennett and other state lawmakers tried to pass a similar ban 2 years ago. That proposal was vetoed by Governor Mills.
Well, state officials announced they are one step closer to making paid family and medical leave a reality for the state of Maine. On Tuesday, Senator Matty Daughtry of Brunswick and Representative Kristen Cloutier of Lewiston presented the final findings and recommendations from the Commission to develop paid family and medical leave benefits programs. According to Daughtry, after the 2-year study concluded, the bipartisan program determined the benefits are not only needed in the state, but it would be relatively inexpensive to implement them.
We're an outlier in New England. 4 other New England states have a paid family and medical leave benefits program, and it's putting us not only at a competitive disadvantage when we're trying to recruit new employees, but with the oldest state in the nation, and it's absolutely crucial for this to happen now.
Cloutier says the reception of the findings was mostly positive, with only a few questions from the Labor and Housing Committee. As it stands, a benefits program bill is being drafted to be presented to the legislature in the near future, but an exact timeline has not been set.
Members of Maine's Environment and Natural Resources Committee spoke with Casella Waste to explore possible solutions to the current sludge crisis. Our Matthew Jurancic has more.
The capacity for biosolids has not been developed by any individual community or state in an organized fashion.
State lawmakers were briefed by members of Casella Waste and Juniper Ridge Landfill about the issues sludge companies across Maine are facing, including price hikes, delays in pickups, and environmental issues.
We need actually more landfill space per ton of municipal biosolids to successfully stabilize them structurally in the landfill.
Members of the Environmental and Natural Resources Committee hope to figure out the best way to deal with the situation before it gets worse.
A lot of what I've listened to, it appears that it's a direct result of bulking. That's what it is. You don't have the bulking materials.
Casella claims the sludge crisis occurred when the legislature passed LD 1911 and LD 1639, two environmental laws banning the spread of sludge after some tested positive for high rates of PFAS. However, Representative Mike Sobolewski pushed back.
1911 was a necessary legislation. We can't knock it. We had to have it. We couldn't keep putting that stuff on the ground. So that was necessary.
As the two sides continue to work towards a resolution, Wayne Boyd, general manager of Juniper Ridge Landfill, says both organizations are open to exploring using alternative materials such as wood chips, gravel, and chipped railroad ties to bulk sludge.
The thing about landfill is there's so many pieces to the puzzle. But yes, we would certainly be willing to sit and talk. And if all the boxes are checked, so to speak, we are interested.
In Augusta, Matthew Jurancic reporting for ABC7 and Fox 22 News.
Well, meanwhile, increased demand means an important nonprofit program will soon need more funding. Our David Ledford explains.
The number of Mainers who rely on Meals on Wheels has more than doubled since the start of the pandemic. The nationwide program, which provides home-delivered meals to those who are 60 and over, homebound, and unable to prepare their own food, is carried out by area agencies on aging across the state.
In our last fiscal year, we served over 1,022,352 meals. So this is a really important program for Maine.
Agency workers say that relaxed application guidelines during the pandemic caused more people to apply. But 2/3 of those currently in the program would have qualified even if people hadn't been forced inside. Representatives say that Meals on Wheels now serves more than 10,000 people across the state. Chris Street, nutrition director for Eastern Area Agency on Aging, says the staggering demand shows just how serious the problem has become in the state.
Oftentimes what we find with older adults that come onto our program is many aren't receiving enough nutritional value from the foods that they eat, or simply just not enough food.
Street says that pandemic funding for the program will soon begin to run out, which could leave Maine seniors with less options when it comes to their next meal. The program delivers to eligible Mainers 5 days a week, and some say the visits are invaluable.
It's a lifesaver. You know, we've have many anecdotal stories of how these programs have saved people's lives. You know, because along with the meal delivery, there's also a little check-in and a connection point for folks.
The program is currently running March for Meals, an annual month-long fundraising and awareness event. And representatives say that it's important now more than ever to show support. In Brewer, David Ledford, ABC7 and Fox 22 News.
And to learn more or to get involved, you can click on this article on our website.
Certainly such an important program there.
Very important service.
Mm-hmm. Well, as we take a look outdoors now, it was a really just beautiful day out there. Very warm and comfortable outside.
Yeah, you just kind of step out on your porch and take a deep breath because it's so warm and balmy outside. So definitely no complaints here. Let's get a first check of our forecast and see what else is coming.
Thank you so much, Beth and Peter. Our first weather today is brought to you by Scott's Recreations, locations in Turner, Manchester, Herman, and Orono, Maine. Okay, let's talk about these high temperatures today. Well above average. We were in the mid-40s here in town. Bar Harbor, same story. Even Millinocket came in with those mid-40s, so we are all well above average. Temperatures across the whole entire state were in those low to mid-40s. Wow, what a nice and pleasant day out there today. We do have around 10 inches of snow. We did melt a little bit of snow from yesterday. I know this is showing up around 12 inches, but with temperatures today in the mid-40s, a couple of inches did melt, but still lots of snow in the northern part of the state. Caribou coming in close to 2 feet. We did have a couple of sprinkles earlier. For the most part, just some overcast conditions, and that's pretty much the trend across the state. Even the northern part of the state had a couple of flurries, but still not anything to really worry about, just something on the lighter end. The winds, though, they are a little bit breezy. We do have a sustained wind right now at around 18 miles an hour here in town, 16 in Bar Harbor. That means wind gusts are closer to 25 to even 30 in some spots, so absolutely hold your hats. Don't let that blow away. And temperatures tonight will continue to cool off, hovering close to the freezing mark. Beth and Peter?
Alrighty.
Yeah, more on that later, and still to come on ABC 7 News at 6. Husson University receives a $2 million endowment. We'll have details.
And Giffords plans on reopening at the usual time this year despite serious setbacks. We'll hear from them. Those stories and much more when ABC 7 News at 6 comes right back.
Hey, it's Eric from Green Bear 420. We've been in business since 2010 and going strong, so stop in and check us out. We specialize in glass art by over 100 local artists and even have live glass blowing. Plus, we carry incense, novelties, t-shirts, and hard-to-find items. We have tons of local products for the tie-dye wearing person in your circle of friends. Come see us at 531 Moosehead Trail in Newport. And remember, Green Bear 420, it's not just a store, it's a lifestyle.
And remember, no line safe to touch, ever.
For years I've warned you that no power lines were safe to touch ever. But the politicians behind Pine Tree Power weren't listening. They want a government takeover of our power grid. And with a cost of $13.5 billion, we're going to be on the hook for that. It could mean higher taxes or cuts to critical services we use every day. Pine Tree Power is a risk Mainers can't afford, ever.
Why should your new floor come from Carpet One? Because we're passionate about the spaces our neighbors call home. We're part of your community, and we're also part of the world's largest cooperative of independently owned and operated flooring stores. So you can be sure you'll get great selection and outstanding value with every installation. Whether it's carpet, hardwood, tile, or luxury vinyl, our experts take the guesswork out of choosing the right floor. We're your local Carpet One Floor and Home, the one store for your perfect floor.
I really enjoy helping people and watching them grow. I joined Sweetser over 10 years ago as an independent affiliate and have helped countless clients reach their goals. Sweetser provides me an opportunity to help my clients without all the headaches like billing and referrals, things related to actually running a private practice. They take the administrative stress away so I can carry out my true passion. If you are a licensed social worker or therapist, Sweetser's affiliate network is for you.
Built upon a solid foundation of cast iron and steel, the Kubota LO1 series is rated #1 in durability and owner experience. Powerful Kubota diesel engine, ease of operation, and your choice of a dependable Kubota gear or HST transmission. The durable Kubota LO1 series tractor. Talk to your local Kubota dealer today to schedule a demo.
Available at Doors Equipment, 1468 Outer Hammond Street, Bangor.
You're watching ABC 7 Bangor.
Welcome back. Husson University is the recipient of a $2 million gift. The money comes from the estate of philanthropist John M. Weber. $1 million will be used to create a scholarship fund for Husson University's College of Business students, and Dr. Robert Duran, who's director of the university's School of Accounting, says the support will help keep education affordable for the next generation. The other $1 million will be used to create an endowment to help support purchases for the Sawyer Library's collections.
Well, Gifford's Ice Cream made an exciting announcement today. The Maine business says they are opening 4 of their 5 family-owned stands as scheduled, despite the February factory fire at their Skowhegan plant, thanks to a partnership with a network of other ice cream companies. COO J.C. Gifford says the support from the community in the wake of the fire has been overwhelming and certainly hasn't gone unnoticed.
I am excited for when we are back up and running because we've got some things planned to say thank you to the community. I wish it was sooner, but as soon as we're up and able, we do have things in store to appreciate and show that appreciation to everyone that has reached out in the community.
Gifford says ice cream lovers may notice some flavors have minor differences due to production challenges, but this change is temporary. The Bangor stand will be open for business starting at noon on Friday, March 17th, with the Waterville, Farmington, and Skowhegan locations opening in the following weeks. The Auburn stand will not open this year.
I'm sure so many people excited for the return of Gifford's ice cream. I know I'm one of them.
I was having a hard time reading this story because I kept looking down at the video going, oh, I want that. Oh, I want that. Yeah.
Oh, it looks so good.
It's so good.
Well, still to come on ABC 7 News at 6. The Maine Forest Logging Museum is gearing up for their first Winter Fun Day in 10 years. We'll tell you what they have planned.
And in sports, hear from the Ellsworth girls basketball team as they react to bringing home the program's first ever gold ball. Rock on, girls. That story right after the break.
Gambling took so much away from me. I lost money, friends, so much loss I knew I could never get it all back. But thanks to recovery, I did get back the things that matter most.
Making the time to be together.
Supporting local business. Starting a college savings plan.
Expanding our brewery.
Buying our first home. Giving back any way we can.
With big offerings and local bank support, we can help in more ways that really matter.
When Rowell's Garage in Dover Foxcroft wants to know the local forecast, they log on to foxbangor.com. Rowell's Garage has been serving customers in the greater Dover Foxcroft region since 1946. Our goal is not just selling you a vehicle, but also giving you quality service to maintain your vehicle at peak performance.
We really had our hands full with our 2-year-old.
So naturally, we doubled down with a new puppy.
Thankfully, we also have Tide Ultra Oxy with odor eliminators. Between stains and odors, it can handle double trouble.
For the #1 stain fighter and odor remover, it's got to be Tide.
At the Bangor Grand Hotel and Conference Center, you will discover a new dimension of comfort. We've got newly updated rooms, suites, and a new and improved lobby. Our Blue Sky Lounge and restaurant features exceptional food, flavors, and service. We welcome the weary travelers, the sharp-dressed businessman, the overnight basketball tourney fans, and of course, families on their fun adventures. Many of our guests tell us we've become their home away from home. Moving forward is in our design here at the Bangor Grand, and we'll continue to improve on the things we do best, like exceeding your expectations.
Bucksport Regional Health Center has cared for the community for almost 50 years. We are trusted and compassionate providers. We have also given thousands of COVID-19 vaccines because the COVID-19 vaccine is very safe, very effective, and your best shot at protecting yourself from COVID. Trust us. Trust the vaccine. Protect yourself. Take your shot against COVID-19.
Put a little more cash in your bank. Save money with half-off deals at foxbangor.com.
Welcome back in, everyone. Thank you for staying with us. The Maine High School basketball tournament has come and passed, and there were a few historical moments this winter. We touched on Brewers' first ever championship, and down east in Ellsworth, the Eagles girls have made some history of their own. With their thrilling 57-56 victory over Spruce Mountain on Tuesday, the Eagles captured their first ever girls' gold ball and brought home the school's first gold ball since the boys did it back in 1964, a long time coming. And they did it in dramatic fashion as junior Megan Jordan nailed a clutch free throw with just 13 seconds left to break the 56-56 tie. Despite what her reaction says, you'll see that right here, she didn't know the weight of what she just did.
I thought we were up by like 5. To be honest.
When you did realize that, oh my God, I just maybe won us the game.
Yeah, that was like we were cutting down the nets. Abby was the one that told me. Abby and Lily and Addison, they were all like, you just made the last shot.
So you didn't know that you made the last shot until the double zeros were on the board?
Yeah, no.
Funny right there. The Ellsworth only has one senior on the squad, and they are led by a great group of underclassmen. And at the helm for the Eagles for the past dozen years has been Coach Andy Pooler. And the team sees the victory as being a long time coming for someone so deserving.
He's a great coach, and he's coached for a long time. And it's just a great moment for us to win it for him.
I think it's pretty special because this group kind of brings its own little element. They're a little goofy, they have fun, but they're serious, where you saw last night when it got tough, they just bucked up and got out of there, and the moment didn't get too big for them.
Moment didn't get too big for them at all. Staying on the postseason topic tonight, Maine hockey hosts their first home playoff game in front of fans in 5 years. Ryan Sudol is out at the Alphon as the crowd files in. Ryan, what's going on up in Orono?
Hey, Tyler, thank you very much. Yes, here at the Alphon Arena, the line still filing in for the game that starts at 7 o'clock against Vermont. As you said, first home game with a crowd in 5 years, so why wouldn't the line be huge? Close to a sellout crowd here tonight. And the Black Bears have had some success against the Catamounts this season, outscoring them a combined 8-2 in their previous 2 meetings at Vermont during the regular season. But tonight is a whole new ball game because they got to deal with this place, probably the loudest arena in the entire Hockey East. And one of the people that is going to be in the arena tonight, coming on here, Spencer. Spencer, if you could just come over here, that looks great. So Spencer, what year are you here at UMaine?
So I'm a senior.
You're a senior.
Yep.
And what's it been like all throughout this season? It's probably the best team you've seen here in your college career.
It is. My freshman year with Jeremy Swayman was a very good team as well, but this is the first playoff game that I've been able to see, and I'm real excited about it.
And what's it been like this whole season with the whole vibe around the team coming to these games?
Yeah, I mean, they've been having a good year. Obviously, they're hosting a home playoff game, so really excited. It's a great environment, and go Bears.
Yeah, and do you have a score prediction for the game tonight?
I'm going to take Maine 3-1.
3-1. Now, that's a pretty good conservative pick. I like that. You're giving them credit. Now, here's the biggest question. If a black bear and a catamount had a fight in the wild, who would win and why?
Bear, no contest. I don't even know what a catamount is.
That's what I was going to say. Thank you so much for your time, Spencer. I appreciate it. Have a great night. Enjoy the game. We hope you enjoy the game if you're coming out tonight. Well, you got to get here. It's starting pretty soon. We'll have all the highlights later on the 11 o'clock news on Channel 7. Tyler, back to you.
Thanks for that, Ryan. We will have those highlights for you later. That is all the time we have for sports, though. Here's Conrad Sapinski with your full 5-day forecast.
Thank you so much, Tyler. Our main weather today is brought to you by Diversified Ink Tattoo Studios in Penobscot Plaza in Bangor, providing custom ink by licensed artists for over 20 years. Okay. Let's talk a little bit about weather, folks. We did have some sprinkles today. Nothing to really worry about overall, though, just some overcast conditions all over the state. There were a couple of flurries up north, those cooler temperatures, but still not anything heavy. Nothing really going on in the Northeast. We had lots of sunshine in Boston, New York City, same story. Temperatures, of course, they were in the 40s, even a couple of 50s, all the way down south, right by the coast. Okay, so tonight we're going to be pretty clear, and then tomorrow we're looking at possibly a little bit of a flurry action in the morning, then transitioning maybe to a couple of sprinkles later on. This is not going to accumulate. This is just going to be something that's possibly going to be seen on maybe car windshields, a couple of sprinkles, or some flurries that will quickly start to melt away. Temperatures will be in the 40s, so of course, no accumulations here. And then by Friday, we are finally in the clear, and then we're going to start a pretty dry weather pattern ahead. Okay, so for tomorrow, no accumulations here in town, maybe half an inch to an inch in some spots well up north. This is going to be a lot higher than where we're at here in town, but overall, though, temperatures will be above freezing. We're looking at barely any accumulations. No warnings, no advisories for winter weather, but we do have some small craft advisories in effect till the morning hours tomorrow. Might possibly get extended into Friday, so we'll keep an eye on that. It's pretty windy out here. We did have some breezy conditions earlier. now the winds are starting to pick up. We do have a north wind here in town at around 18 miles an hour. Wind gusts closer to 25 to even 30 in some spots. Bar Harbor, 16-mile-an-hour wind. Machias, same story, 16 miles an hour. Waterville, though, 18 miles an hour, sustained winds, gusting close to 30. So, yes, it is a little bit windy, but hey, at least we're in the 40s. But lots of warm weather made its way all the way up north. No surprises here. D.C. in the 50s. New York City was at around 50 degrees here in town. We had some mid-40s, so we did melt just a little bit of our snow. Finally, it looked like a winter wonderland with close to a foot of snow, but now things are starting to warm up. Our average high temperature should be around 37 degrees. Take a look at this nice looking week. Tomorrow into Friday, above average, around 40. Saturday, though, we're going to be near average at around 38. And then look what happens. More upper 30s to lower 40s even into next week. So, yes, we will be melting a lot more snow within the next week. We'll still keep a good amount of it, you snow lovers, but we will definitely decrease in that snow coverage. Temperatures tonight slightly below freezing at around mostly cloudy skies with temperatures around 30 degrees. So there will be some refreezing, folks. Be careful by that morning commute tomorrow. Temperatures tomorrow once again up into the 40s. Rain and snow showers, like I said, this is going to be very light here and there around town. Our extended forecast outlook does show lots of dry weather Friday right through the weekend and into beginning of next week. Temperatures in those upper 30s to lower 40s. Beth and Peter?
All righty, looking pretty good.
Yeah, just a great outlook overall.
Indeed. Well, there's still more to come after the break. Stay with us.
Tonight's Stock Report is brought to you by Loring Outdoors. We are looking for committed workers to build one-of-a-kind pack baskets. Head on over to loringoutdoors.com.
Hey, Maine. How are you? Yes, you. How are you really? It's a question we rarely ask ourselves. But to Northern Light Health, how you are means a lot. So we're out here asking and encouraging you to ask the people in your life, starting with yourself. So ask away. Then connect with us at northernlighthealth.org/howareyu.
Mossy Ledge Spirits is a true hidden gem in Etna. Located just 3 miles off I-95, exit 167, we are home to tastings, tours, cocktails, to-go drinks, bottles, live music, minis, and priceless memories. You're sure to fall in love with our handcrafted, unique, and deliciously clean-tasting spirits and feel right at home in our family-friendly environment. Mossy's Mobile Spirits is offering mobile bar service for weddings and large events. So enjoy some pizza and raise the glass here at Mossy Ledge Spirits.
Every year, tens of thousands of older Mainers are abused or taken advantage of, usually by a trusted family member. Don't sign away your home. Even if promised you can still live there, don't hand over your checkbook or credit card. Don't sign legal papers like a loan document or power of attorney without talking to a lawyer first. Protect yourself, your assets, your independence. Free, confidential legal advice is just a phone call away. Call Legal Services for the Elderly.
Tonight, the family's trapped as parts of the West Coast brace for more snow. Plus, after another train derailment in the U.S., what's really going on here? More Americans turn to the most watched program on television. World News Tonight with David Muir.
Welcome back. The VZ Community School is introducing its students to one of Maine's iconic winter activities. They're teaching kids how to ski through a partnership with Herman Mountain. Students could choose between skiing or snowboarding, getting the chance to learn the fundamentals from the experts at Herman Mountain.
we go out, help them, or help them put the boots on where they have no idea how to put the equipment on. Seeing them say thank you so much and like, whoa, this is really cool. These boots are really heavy, and just telling them it'll get easier and easier the more they do it.
Well, folks at Herman Mountain say they love seeing those students that they teach every year return to the mountain year after year.
Well, the Maine Forest and Logging Museum in Bradley will be hosting their first Winter Fun Day in 10 years this coming weekend. Starting at 10 a.m., the public is invited to come out and check out what they're known for. The gas-powered Lombard will be running. The Axe Women Loggers and Lumberjills will be giving chainsaw demonstrations and much more.
Have Touch a Truck with the Bradley Fire Department. We're going to have DEME Search and Rescue with a display. The Air National Guard will have hot chocolate available. The blacksmith shop will be open. Machinery Hall. So, yeah.
And you guys will be there doing chainsaw demos, right?
We will, yeah.
Cool. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Absolutely, yeah. So we're going to be running some hot saw demos. So hot saws are souped up modified chainsaws.
Cool.
So we'll do demos with those. We'll be doing some axe throwing. The museum is just filled with amazing antique chainsaws. So we're going to pull some of those out, get them out for display so everyone gets to enjoy them.
Well, admission is $5 per person, and it is suggested that attendees wear snowshoes or ice grips on their shoes. And, of course, dress warmly, no surprise there, but plenty of fun to be had for sure.
Yeah, the thought of souped-up, modified chainsaws sounds like a sight to behold.
I'm intrigued and intimidated at the same time.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
A little bit. $5, though. That sounds like a great deal
check
to
it out.
see some really, really cool action there.
Alrighty, folks. Well, that's going to do it for us. Take care and have a great rest of your night.
Good night, everyone.